Good morning. I'm an addict named Austin. I got clean here at Serenity House in Abilene, Texas on October 19, 2014. It's a little chilly here in Abilene. It's about 25 degrees. I hope y'all had a good weekend. I'm sure y'all were bored this weekend since they banned TikTok. But it's back. So I'm here to read the Just for Today with y'all. January 20th. One promise, many gifts. Narcotics Anonymous offers only one promise, and that is freedom from active addiction. Imagine how it might be if we had arrived at the doors of Narcotics Anonymous desperate, wanting to stop using drugs, only to be met by a sales pitch. If you just work the steps and don't use drugs, you'll get married, live in the suburbs, have 2.6 children, and start wearing polyester. You will become a responsible, productive member of society and be fit company for kings and presidents. You will be rich and have a dynamic career. Most of us, greeted with such a heavy-handed spiel, would have shrieked and bolted for the door. Instead of high-pressure nonsense and frightening predictions, we are greeted with a promise of hope. Freedom from active addiction. We feel a blessed relief come over us when we hear that we never have to use drugs again. We aren't going to be forced to become anything. Of course, after some time in recovery, good things start happening in our lives. We are given gifts, spiritual gifts, material gifts, gifts that we've always dreamed of but never hoped we'd get. These, however, are truly gifts that are not promised to us just because we become NA members. All we are promised is freedom from active addiction, and it's more than enough. Just for today, I have been promised freedom from active addiction. The gifts I receive are the benefits of recovery. This has been my experience, right? Like when I got here, if you told me that I was going to be able to fade the charge, right? Not go to prison or go to prison if I had to, but that I was going to get out of going to prison, I was going to have to do probation for 8 years, or that I was going to start paying child support and pay off on my back child support, that I was going to have 2 jobs, that I was going to end up buying a house, that I was going to get married, right? Because I just didn't I know what, because of the circumstances in my life, I didn't trust anybody. I didn't trust myself, and I didn't even trust the people I love the most. So getting married was something that I was never going to do, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I dreamed of an amazing woman that would change my mind, but I didn't really think I would find her. God had other plans. And the reason why all those things were scary for me is because not only did I not think I could do those things, I knew they were going to take a lot of work. And I just didn't, it was overwhelming thinking about all those things. And even though in the beginning, when I was just making meetings and staying clean for a day at a time, I wanted more, there was, I needed to learn how to get to the place. I needed to slowly progress into the place to where I could, and I almost said manage all these things. But the reality is that I get up every day and I surrender and let God handle the heavy work. I just show up and do my part. Because when I try to manage these things, everybody's miserable. And so they're gifts if I let them be. They're blessings if I don't try to control them. But this is the reality. I was able to walk through those things one thing at a time, and they were a part of the process of restoration for me. I was able to go to court, not have to go back to prison, get on probation, start doing the things that it took for probation. I was able to start paying child support, get caught up on my child support, start seeing my son, being a part of his life. I got some of my own, and it's all God's, right? I was blessed to be able to have my own place. I started working on myself, and I was blessed with an amazing wife. We were able to buy a home. I got this job that I love. I have another job that I love because it pays really well. But I have to show up and do the work, and it's not this great, amazing job. I wait tables at a steakhouse out here in a little town outside of Abilene, and it's based on how much work I put in, just like this program. And so, and just to be really honest with you, it's crazy how this is the thing that saved my life and gave me a life, and I'll do this in moderation, but everything else I'll do quite a bit of. And so I'm really grateful for this program. It's given me a purpose and a life. All the pain and all the stuff that I went through, I would go through it all again today to get the life that I have today. And that's because I've just continued to show up. And when I start trying to control things, I let go. And God does a great job, way better than I could ever do. And so I'm grateful for this program. I'm free from active addiction today, and that's all that's promised. But God's greater than that, and loving and more caring than that. And so because I stayed clean, he's blessed me with some pretty amazing things. I hope that gives you some, I hope that encourages you. I hope that you got something out of this. Thank you for tuning in today. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay warm.